Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. Today I'm gonna be doing a little makeover on my balcony in that back corner in my shade garden. So that shade garden is the area of my balcony that doesn't receive any direct sunlight, and that's actually my favorite area on my whole balcony because I really like to play with plants in that corner. Like, I love to create lots of different seasonal compositions. Every year I switch it up, I do something different. I like to make displays for spring, for summer, for autumn, or for different holidays. So I really enjoy that. But there's one thing that bothers me a little bit, and it is that blue division between me and my neighbor, and the fact that it's a little bit see-through as well. And this is just me being perfectionist, but when I take photos of my garden, and sometimes my neighbors, they place all kinds of random objects against that division, for example a chair or a ladder or a fishing pole or whatever that is that they place, we can see that on the photo. And as I said, this is just me being perfectionist, but when you make a cute plant display and you take a photo that you want to post on Instagram or whatever, and you have like a chair or a fishing pole just like in the background, that's just kind of odd. So I would like to have a more beautiful background to my photos. And also I need to create a little bit more privacy in that corner because I have a little bit of a nosy neighbor problem, and I don't want to talk about my neighbor in this video, but I feel like I need to say something because I don't want to come across as a rude person. But yeah, my neighbor is a little bit awkward, and I don't, as I said, I don't want to come across as a rude person because I know that some people may say, oh, she just probably wants to look at your plants, but that's not the case. Because when I didn't have any plants in that corner, like, she would spy on us 4 or 5 times a day, looking directly into our windows, to the point where, whenever I looked outside my windows, her face was staring back at me every single time. So it's a little bit weird, a little bit awkward, and I placed some plants in there hoping that it will kind of solve the problem, but she just moves the plants to spy on us, and she just keeps doing that, and she appears in my YouTube videos as well. So it's getting a little bit uncomfortable, and she's older lady. I'm not gonna approach her to say that you shouldn't be doing that. Plus, she doesn't even talk to me. Like, I've lived here for the past 10 years and she never even said hello, how are you? So that says a lot as well. So after this long introduction, let me show you what we are gonna do in today's video. So as I said, right now I have just a grouping of perennial plants that are just waking up from their winter dormancy. You can see my variegated Brunnera here, and some Podophyllum and some fern waking up, and 2 hostas in there. So right now it looks like this, and as you can see, it would be more beautiful, I think, if the background was wooden, and it would I think it would just look more natural, more beautiful. So the idea is that I create a privacy screen that extends from here, going like that, and up on this little wall, and finishes here. So it's gonna be as tall as this division, and then I want to cut it to size here. Maybe like I want to follow the form of this division, the shape of this division. So I'm gonna cut it to size like this, and then go down and create it all the way until here. So that means that the last pot has to go. I'm gonna keep obviously the pot and the plants in it for now, because obviously since they are already planted, I'm not gonna get rid of them. But yeah, it has to be removed. Okay, so first things first, let's remove all of those plants from that corner, and then I'm gonna show you how I'm actually gonna attach this privacy screen to that division. Oops. It is super weird to see this corner this empty, but yeah, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. Use the opportunity to sweep the floor and to remove all the spider nets, and then let's move on. So the privacy screen is here. It's a little bit taller than the division itself, but I think I will first attach it and then I will cut it to size. Okay, so when I decided that I wanted to put that privacy screen in there, I was wondering, okay, but how am I gonna attach it? How am I gonna secure it? Because we can't damage any surface on the balcony. Like in this building, you are not allowed to mount anything on the walls or damage or any surface on the balcony. You can't attach anything permanently, you can drill and stuff like that. So I was wondering, okay, I need to find a solution to secure that privacy screen because we have strong winds here, so obviously there's a risk of it falling over. So I came across these adhesive hooks, and apparently they are pretty good. Like, people say that they adhere pretty well and you can secure a lot of different things with these. So you attach them to the wall or to any flat surface, you drive a cable tie through the hole, and you can secure anything that it is that you need to secure. So I'm really curious to give it a try. I'm surely gonna use a lot of them, just in case if 1 or 2 or 3 would fall off. I wanna make sure that it's really nice and secure. So yeah, let's give it a try. Okay guys, it's a new day and it's a windy one. Yesterday we were able to put that privacy screen, so it's all kind of done and installed, but we left it like this because I wasn't sure if we are gonna keep it at this height or should we trim it a little bit. So I figured, okay, I'm just gonna wait one day, and today I woke up in the morning, I looked at it and I was like, nope, it has to be shorter, it's way too tall. So the last thing that we have to do today is to shorten it a little bit, and then obviously to bring in all the planes. So let me show you how it looks from up close, but can we just stop for a moment and admire these beautiful crocus Jeanne d'Arc. They are just so beautiful, and these are the first spring flowers that are blooming, and there's just a little pollinator, check this out, already. A little hoverfly, I believe. So cute. So these are the first spring flowers to bloom, and it's the first layer of my bulb lasagna. So in these containers we have these crocus, Jeanne d'Arc, then we have irises, pink panther, and tulip, but I forgot what tulip I planted in here. I think it might be infinity, but I'm not sure. So this is how it looks from up close. As you can see, we cut it. I mean, I didn't bring it in there. I wanted to place it on top of the wall, because if it's on the floor, then there's this hole, like 15 centimeters hole between the wall and the railing, and it kind of like doesn't provide privacy. Like if you go to the back of the balcony, like you can still see into the balcony, if that makes sense. So this is what we did, and now we just have to shorten it a little bit. I think I'm not gonna do the angle. I think I'm just gonna cut it by about 10 centimeters and just go straight like that. I think that will look better. And the Japanese maple is finally waking up. It's done, we did it. It was absolutely terrible to cut all of this. It took forever. Now a huge mess to clean, and we can finally bring in plants back into this corner. Okay, you guys, it is done. Let me give you a really quick tour. I absolutely love how it turned out. It just looks so much better to have that wooden background. It looks just more natural and more cozy and more like a garden, not like a balcony. That blue division, yeah, made it look a little bit more cold in a way. So I absolutely love this new background now. Obviously it doesn't look like much yet because the plants are still dormant, but as you can see they are slowly waking up. We have fern, my silver fern, that is already waking up, Podophyllum, Brunnera, Macrophylla, ornamental grasses, and then hostas. So I think that once this corner fills out with plants, with foliage, with different textures and colors, I think it will look really cozy. Okay, you guys, so I am so happy. Now that I look at it, I'm wondering why I waited so long. Like, I should have done this years ago. Why I haven't? I don't know. But now that I look at it, I'm super happy. And you know, I wasn't sure if that's something I should share in the video because, you know, I only want to talk about positive things and focus on spreading positive vibes. And, you know, talking about my neighbor just didn't feel right and didn't feel comfortable. But at the same time, I thought, you know, we create those gardens to be our little oasis, a place where we can just relax and just simply feel good. So when someone makes you feel uncomfortable and someone makes you feel anxious and you can't fully enjoy the space that you created, something is wrong, right? And that should be addressed. So that's what I did today, and I'm happy that I did it because now I feel like, you know, I feel so much more comfortable in my own space. So yeah, I think that's going to be a really good gardening season. There's still plenty of changes that I planned for this year, so cannot wait to share that with you in future videos. Okay, so this is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this little vlog. Okay, so this is gonna be it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this little vlog, let's say, because wasn't really gardening, but still balcony related. So hope that you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see each other in the next one.